Hey guys, Akil here. Welcome back to another episode of the Trading Coach Podcast, another video version. So make sure you log into Spotify or YouTube or whatever platform allows you to watch the video versions of these episodes. Today, we're going to talk about online prop firms and we're going to talk about the future of them. Are we seeing the end of them, or is this something that's going to keep going? And this question comes from a viewer, one of you guys. So I love it when you share feedback with me. Keep it going. It's how we keep this podcast fresh. And I want to start off by talking a little bit about online prop firms and prop firms in general, because the question really came from a trader who spoke to me about, hey, I've heard all these stories about profitable traders being banned at prop firms. Why is that? Why are they against us? Why do they want to sabotage us? And it was really a head scratcher. Now, I am not an expert in the online prop firm type of things. I'm an older dinosaur in this game, so I understand brick and mortar prop firms. I never really spent too much time looking at online trading prop firms because that just wasn't something that was really around when I kind of made my initial rounds as a trader. But I say this every time I'm asked about it. I'm not against prop firms. I don't think it's a bad idea. And whereas I took the approach of managing money and actually having human interaction and stuff like that, which was not a great experience, if I had the opportunity to take the online prop firm trading route, that is something I certainly would have done. So I'm not against it by any means. But it is interesting because over my years now in trading, I've seen a lot of kind of fads, a lot of popular things where they rise and die and rise and die. And whenever we see these type of fads, what's interesting is about it, they're not necessarily scams, but it's a small percentage of kind of quality companies or quality ideas, but then they're quickly followed up by a million other scams because they see it as an easy opportunity to take advantage of people. But eventually the cream rises to the top while the rest fall off, and that's what we may be seeing here. When I first started trading Forex was thought of a scam, and all these new brokers came out because Forex was this popular thing once it became available to retail traders. And then eventually that died out, and then on came binary options, which everyone was rushing to make all this money in binary options, blah, blah, blah. And that died out. Crypto had its run, and then that kind of died out, although we may see the return of it since that ETF got approved, right? Right now, the most popular thing is the online prop firm because we know that trading is popular. We know that retail trading is more popular than ever. And online trading prop firms, they kind of give hope to what most newer retail traders want, which is they want a chance to make money very quickly. They want to be able to operate with limited risk on their own end. And they want to be able to build either supplemental income or make it a full-time job and doing so remotely. Like, it checks all the boxes. But when you get a good amount of quality companies, there also comes a lot of scammers as well. So the thing that made my head scratch about going back to the traders being banned from online trading prop firms is why? If we understand how prop firms operate, why would they want to ban you for being good, right? It makes zero sense. The way that prop firms want to operate, and you see this more brick and mortars, but you would think an online prop firm would be the same, is this. A prop firm is a company that trades its own capital. It doesn't go out and find clients. It doesn't trade on behalf of clients, doesn't manage money for others. It trades the firm's capital, and the firm's capital is usually provided by the partners. And what they do is they look for investors, they look for traders that are skilled enough to trade the firm's capital on their behalf. So if you are a good trader and you've proven yourself through, online prop firms have these challenges, brick and mortars usually have like an interview and a tryout process and kind of a grooming process where they kind of coach you and put their arm around you and help you develop into a good trader. Once you get good, you are given a certain amount of money to trade. As you trade better and hopefully make profit, you get a profit split, you get a profit share, and then you get access to trade more money, because the better you are as a trader, the better it is for the company, right? If I'm giving you $10,000 to trade, I want you to be really, really good. If you prove you're really, really good, I'm going to give you $20,000. I'm going to give you $50,000. I'm going to give you $100,000 more and more and more, because the better you are, the more money you make for the company. And guess what? The company's goal is to make money. So if you think about it, why would traders get banned for being good? It doesn't make much sense, and it brings up a few red flags. And recently going back to 2003, right? Or 2003, but 2023, where some of the big dogs got taken out by what is it, the CFTC, all these words kind of run together, but whatever it was, right? They've taken out more and more prop firms because there are more and more complaints that are happening. And some of the bigger prop firms are starting to get caught up in that, with probably the most popular one being My Forex Funds, which I think was August 2023. And I think they had another court thing in the fall at some point. But the point is, there were accusations that a few things were happening over there. One, they were making it seem like their traders were trading live accounts when they actually weren't. And two, there were complaints that they were manipulating orders, meaning that traders were getting sabotaged. So it's funny, we hear this all the time in the regular markets where people complain about their brokers are manipulating the fees. And I say, no, they're not. Their broker doesn't want to screw you. Their broker just wants you to trade so you can make money. Well, it seems like they were actually maybe manipulating, quote, stuff like that to stop traders from being profitable. Now, why would you want to stop traders from being profitable? Well, this comes down to how most prop firms make their money, right? I mentioned there are a handful of really, really good prop firms that are doing things the right way, actually funding traders and blah, blah, blah. But there are a wave of scammy prop firms out there because they know, hey, this is a very easy way to kind of intrigue traders to give them money, for lack of a better term. Because we know that the majority of traders fail, right? We know that a prop firm is intriguing because it offers hope, it offers a future, and the way that you see these things being sold and promoted, which I think My Forex Funds got in trouble for as well, is kind of, saying, hey, you do this and you get this, and it's promoting this kind of false dream, I guess you can say, instead of taking the business approach where it's like, hey, we're actually going to be a regulated firm, which takes a long time, and there are a lot of hoops you have to jump through. Trust me, we've I don't want to say we were going to do that one day, but we inquired about it and we decided no, because of all the things you had to do to meet those regulations. So if there's a prop firm that just comes out of nowhere, I can almost guarantee they're not regulated. But if you're never trading live money, you don't have to be regulated. And that's why you're hearing all the stories about people just being on demo accounts. So here's the game, right? If they know that the majority of traders fail, let's say, maybe I think the stats I told you in a past podcast episodes, 90 or 80% of these prop firm traders fail, and they know that it costs a fee for you to sign up for these challenges, instead of the main goal of a prop firm being to, hey, weed out bad traders, handpick good traders, use them to make me money and make the firm money. Their goal is to simply kind of run traders through the ringer. I'm going to get you to my prop firm. I'm going to charge you to do this challenge. You're going to fail and I'm going to take your money. You're going to, maybe pay for some of my educational stuff, for the training stuff that I'm promising that will help you pass the challenge. You're going to pay for that. Then you're going to pay for the challenge, and then you're going to fail anyway. And either, just like a broker where traders come in and they'll trade, they'll fund more accounts, keep blowing them until they eventually quit. The same thing. You'll see traders take challenges until they eventually quit. I can't tell you how many traders I've spoken to where they're on challenge kind of 4, 5, 6. They've never actually done anything to prove or improve their trading. They're just like, I know what I did last time. I'm going to get it this time. Or I was so close last time. I'm going to get it this time. And it can be very profitable for a fund to make money that way. So you want to be careful about that. Again, I have nothing against online trading prop firms. I think it is a great tool, but you want to be careful which ones you choose. You want to make sure you choose one that is regulated. You want to make sure you choose one that actually gives access to live money. You want to make sure you choose one that, you don't hear rumors about manipulation of feeds and stops and stuff like that. Now, some of the new regulations that are coming, because so many of these things are being shut down, and the new ones are popping up. That's how it works, just like any other scam, right? You shut one down, another one pops up. They're all kind of like white labels of each other, meaning like there's one kind of main virus, for lack of a better term, and then it just pops up. As soon as one's down, boom, another one sprouts out of that seed. But what's coming, and this is the positive thing of seeing all this thing, this house kind of crumble. And again, I've seen this with so many other things. is that there are going to be more regulations, and you're going to see these prop firms start to change how they operate. And I've heard rumors of stuff like they're going to be forced to make it a more gamification process where they don't pay out in real money, but they pay out in I've heard crypto, I've heard tokens, I've heard, virtual stuff, right? That way, they're going to be forced to do that because they can't pay out in real money if you're not actually trading real money from a regulated firm. And again, I don't really know how to feel about being paid in virtual stuff. Not my cup of tea personally. I like my good old fashioned real money. But at least it should make it easier to spot like, hey, this is a quote unquote real fund versus maybe a phony fund. And I think that's very important, especially whenever you're committing time and money to doing something. So what should you expect going forward? Well, like I said, we are going to see the cream rise to the top. We're going to see bigger prop firms, FTMO, the 5%ers, the ones that are a little bit more expensive, maybe a little bit harder to get into. And the reason that they're harder and more expensive than some of these other ones is because these other ones are all in competition with themselves. We talked about them baiting and seducing the trader, right? What's a better way to do that, right? Supply and demand, right? If I make my price lower, if I make my challenge easier, I have a better opportunity of getting you in. So you see these prop firms battling with each other where it's like, oh, my challenge is now quicker. And we've already seen the changes from you have to do it in this amount of time until, versus, hey, you have an unlimited time, or it's going to cost this much instead of that much, right? We're going to see kind of that go away as these regulations come in and more funds are going to be, required to operate under these new guidelines, which I spoke about before, or just shut down because it's not worth it and move on to the next thing. And you're going to see kind of the cream rise to the top, and that's going to give you a much better advantage or much easier way of determining who to go with. I think I said that already. I'm repeating myself, but these are live, unrehearsed podcasts, so sometimes I say things twice just to get the point across. But wanted to share that with you guys. Got some questions about prop firms and kind of the future of them. Do you think they're dying? Do you think they're dead? Will they go away forever? Because many of the traders that we're working with, that is their goal. That is to develop the skill of trading. They don't have a massive amount of capital to trade on their own, but they know that if I have this skill, I can use that skill to make money in different ways, and a prop firm is a very good option for that. If you like the video edition of this podcast, guess what? I got a YouTube channel, and I do videos there on a regular basis. In fact, every weekend I put out something called the Trading Edge video where I share a few of the top trading ideas that are on my radar for the week ahead. So if you're not subscribed already, head over there, just YouTube search Akil Stokes. It pops up, subscribe, and that way you won't miss my future video. All right, take care.